Hi, this is Nathan from Yasu Machinery, and this is our labeling machine. I believe you have already received this. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use it. Let's get started. So when you received this machine, the first thing you are going to do is to attach this label supporting platform. We got 3 bolts here, which is tightened from below, right? 1, 2, 3. This is the first thing you do. And then the second thing is the coating printer. Now you may or may not have this coating printer, depending on which version you bought. If you don't, skip this part. So installing this coating printer is also very easy. All you have to do is mounting it on this bracket like this, tighten the bolt here. Now you might want to get someone to help you because this machine is heavy. You know, this part is heavy. It is not sitting really well on this platform unless it's tightened, so get someone to help you. And you can see here, line up this edge with this part here, tighten this bolt, and the assembly is done. Now is the cable connection. You see this control box here, we have 3 cables, and first one here is a 3-pin connector, which is the power cable for this control box. Now this is a standard aviation connector. You can see this notch here, right? And also this is going to line up with this little part. This is how you connect it. I'm sorry, the background noise is just too loud. And this one here is a 8-pin connector which goes to the coder itself right here. And then the last cable is the signal cable, which is the 4-pin cable, which go into here, right? Now, power supply for our labeling machine, right there. You can power on the coating printer. So here's the control panel. Right now it's not on because the temperature is set to 0. Once you dial this knob up, you hear that click noise. That's on. First I'm going to initially set it to 150 Celsius. And then this light is blinking. That means the brass mold here is actually heating up, right? And these ladders are inserted to here. Push this down, turn it. You can take it out. Insert what combination of ladders you need. Push it down and then turn this knob. Okay, it's not moving, fixed. And then here, this is the coating delay. In our machine, we don't need this function, so I'll just dial it down. All right, and then this is the check button. This red button here, once you press it, you'll see the coating machine moving. Press again. So this is kind of like checking, right? And then finally, the coating ribbon. The coating ribbon goes like this. From here, mount your ribbon in here. Goes like this. And then there, goes back, goes to the outer side of this white spool, goes inside, goes out, and then comes back to here, right? This is how you get it inside, like this. Also, this part has a sensor. How am I going to show this? You see? It's beeping. Once I put it back, it's gone. Some people had this beeping issue. That means the ribbon is not properly inserted into the sensor. The sensor will actually tell you when is the ribbon running out. So whenever you hear this sound, either is your ribbon is running out or it's not inserted inside. Now let's take a look at our control panel. This is the power button, right? Make sure your power supply is connected. Wait a few seconds to boot up the touch screen and then choose your language. So right now, this is control panel. We're going to explain this later. Here we have emergency button. You can see now the machine will not working, right? It says machine paused. Rotate the red button to resume. Once I rotate it, that's gone. And this one here is the conveyor, right? Tap this on. Okay. You can turn off by this. Turn it on. Speed knob. This one here is for this conveyor. This one here is for this conveyor. Another important thing about this conveyor is the speed. In any circumstances, the speed should not lower than 17%. This is kind of like the threshold. It cannot be lower than 70%, because if it lower than 70%, the voltage supply might not be enough to provide enough torque, so the motor will heat up, and finally it will degrade. So make sure you always use speed that's faster than 70%, right? Okay. Now we can turn off the conveyor. We can do some proper checking for the machine. Here we go to setting. Now this has a label trial. Press the label trial to see if the label dispensing system is working. Okay, it's now working. Also, we have a coder trial. Press the coder trial to see if the coder is working. It's working, right? That's how we check the machine. Now everything is checked. We're going to show you how to use it. Okay, so the first thing you can do is to set the bottle sensor. Now usually this is not unnecessary because we already set this for you before we ship it out. But still you can do this. Here you can see 2 parts right here. This one is always pointing to this direction. So this one is, you don't have to touch this one. The only one you need to do is this one. This is the sensibility setting. If I turn this off. Okay, now you see the bottle sensor light up. That's not right. We're going to make it off. To turn this to make it off. Alright, Once you make it off, it's not on anymore. Grab your bottle, place it like this against that reflection mirror. You see, the sensor is on, so it's down. This is how you do it. Remove the bottle, lights go off. Move in the bottle, lights go on. Alright, so the only thing you need to touch is the upper one here. Use this small wrench or whatever you got. So the next thing we're gonna do is set the label sensor. You see, this is our testing label. Yours is different, but also you will, on your label you have this gap, right? I want you to peel one off like this, and then goes to here. We have a button. Press it until the red lights start blinking. Okay, once it starts blinking, insert your label inside and move like this. Okay, now you see it's working. Once the gap goes inside, the green light will be on. Move like this, green light off. So on, off, on, off. This is how you do it. Okay, now we are going to route in the label. First, put your label roll on, and goes here through the coding printer. Now, if you find the height of your coding printer is not set to the position you want to code, this part, right? Loosen this bolt. Once you loosen this bolt, the coder can be moved up or down freely, right? This is how you change the vertical position of the coding area, right? If you want to code in here, move up. If you want to code in here, move down. Another part is the horizontal position, right? So the horizontal position is also very easy. Loosen this bolt and this bolt, then you can move the coder left or right, like this. So this is how you change the coding position. Okay, the label goes in here. Oh, that's really hot. I can feel the heat. Goes to here like this. Goes back to here. Again, we have a little clamp here. Okay, like this, clamp it. And tighten it with my bare hand. And then goes to this one, goes through the sensor, goes to the back side of this spool, goes like this and goes back, and then goes to the outside of this spool, and then finally goes through here, and then wind this on. Again, some people don't know how to use this part. I'm going to show you. So some people will try to insert this like this, right? This is not the wrong good way to do. The correct way is to I only have one hand. This might be very difficult for me. Line up like this, and then you're gonna rotate it. Boom, clamp. This is how you do it. Okay, once you go through the spool, you're going to tighten these two again, using my hand is enough. You might want to adjust the pressure using a wrench later. Okay. Alright, it's tightened. So this is how you set up the label, like this. Okay. From here, goes to the outside of here, and then grab it, like this. Not the other way, this way. Now let's go to the touch screen here, go to the settings. We're gonna do label trial, but before this, we're going to lower down the speed a little bit. I'm just going to use 3000, enter, and do label trial, and see what happens, right? And you finally you will see the label going out. Okay, that's one label. So I want you to keep your eye on this part. You see the lower edge of your label and also the surface of this conveyor. I want you to keep an eye on this, right? Remember this gap. You need to do a few times of label trial to see this part. If this part stays steady and not moving up or down, that means the label dispensing system is set up okay. If it still goes down, then you need to tighten this part, okay? If it goes down, normally you're going to tighten the upper part, right? If it goes up, you are going to tighten the lower part, because the label always goes to the part with higher pressure, right? If it goes down, then you need to put it up, right? So that means you need to increase the pressure on the upper side. If it goes down, if it goes up, then you need the higher pressure on the lower part to pull it down. Okay? That's it. So I'm going to do another time label trial. So again, this part is used to lower the labeling platform. It's so hard. Okay, I got it set it up like this, and now I'm gonna do label trial, and you watch the lower edge of your label. Okay, one more time, label trial. It's moving up, you see? It's moving up. That means I need to increase the lower pressure. So let me get my wrench. Like this. One more time. Tighten it. Give it more pressure on the lower part. Do label trial. Now you can actually increase the label overhang a little bit to, to make it fully dispensed. Not enough. I'm gonna increase it to 300. Label trial. Not enough. I'm gonna do 400. You can keep an eye and watching that lower part. Watch it. See if it's moving. Okay, so now it looks like it's not. It's not moving up or down, right? It kind of stays at some place. Okay, that's fine. So you keep doing this until you find that the label just stays at some level and not moving up or down, and then you can start labeling the bottle. Before we start labeling the bottle, you need to, set up the proper gap. Rotating this part until it clamp your bottle. I'm trying to get it like this. Clamp the bottle. Try to move it. Yeah. You see it move free. Not enough. Still going a little bit more. Okay. Now you can go back and turn on the conveyor function. Right. Turn on the conveyor function, and the speed setting I'm going to use is 17 and 17. Okay. And then do not turn on the labeler function. Okay, do not turn on this function. Just run the bottle and see. It's not spinning. The gap is too wide. Still, I'm going to close it a little bit. Kind of looks okay now. I'm still going in for a little bit more. Now you see it's not moving right. Kind of staggering around. So I'm going to go back a little bit. And see how it goes. Still staggering. Go back a little bit more. Run it a few times. Now I think it's okay. Okay. Now the gap is set properly. So, kind of like everything is set up right now. The final step we are going to do is to adjust these three parameters, right? For the speed of 70%, usually this part is around 6,000. All right. And then this, I'm going to decrease it to 200. I'm going to start with this parameter, all right? And then we are going to do label trial. You see the label is not sticking out. We need to make it stick out a little bit. So here, label overhand, click, you can see this is the detailed explanation. Everything here have explanation. Now I'm going to increase it just by 10. Okay, now you see it's sticking out, right? So let's go back, turn on the labeler, and you can turn on the printer as well. I choose not. Alright, turn on the printer, and then the printer will start working once the label stopped. I'm just gonna turn it off for a little bit, for a while right now, and turn on the labeler function. Place the bottle against this plank. Okay, now you see what happened. Okay, so this is our first try. You see, everything looks normal except this part, right? This place is too dark, can't see it. See this? What caused this? What caused this is when the bottle goes inside and it didn't come to the right position, and the labeling platform already started dispensing the label. So all you have to do is go to the setting, and then we have label delivery delay. Okay, we are going to increase this. Maybe 400, and give it a try, right? I'm gonna peel the label off. Okay, I peeled off the label. We're going to do a second test. Now you see it's sticking out too much, right? You remember previously we only stick out a little bit. We're going to do label trial to get rid of this one. Okay, make it back to normal. Now run the bottle. Okay, now you see it kind of looks okay, but it's not lined up very good. And also you see that the dragging, the final part. That's because the turning speed of the bottle is actually faster than the label dispensing speed. Thus, it's dragging the label out. So how to solve this? Very easy. All you have to do is increase the labeling speed. I'm going to increase it maybe like this. Now, since we increased the speed, we're going to decrease the label overhang a little bit. So one more time, give it a try. Looks okay. I'm gonna peel off the label. Okay, the label is peeled off. We are going to try another time. Still there is dragging. Right, and bump up the speed. Maybe like this, and this part also gives down a little bit. Label trial. You see it sticks out too much. I'm gonna decrease the label trial a little bit. I'm sorry, 180. Label trial again. Much better, but still you got some dragging. So keep increasing the speed. This time I'm going to like this. Also I'm going to lower this part. Right, it's not sticking out, so I'm going to go back a little bit, do another label try. That looks okay to me. Turn on the conveyor, turn on the labeler. Like this. Still, that looks okay right now. Okay, so right now this is the parameter that I set. Let's keep trying. I think it's still dragging a little bit. So what we're gonna do is to actually we're going to increase the label overhand a little bit, you know, since it's dragging at the end. It's not dragging all the way, it's just dragging at the end of the label. So we're just going to try to increase the label overhand to solve this. So label trial. Okay, I just clean it up and let's start again. I think it's pretty close. Alright, now you see, I think it's pretty okay. So you keep playing with this until you find the proper setting for your bottle and the label. Then you can take a screenshot of this parameter setting, you know, in case you change the label or bottle. So this is how you do it. First we fixed this parameter, and then we keep playing with these two. Increase this function, making the label not dragging, and then increase this one to, you know, make it stick out a little bit more until you find the perfect setting, right? Okay, I bid you a good day. Bye bye.